She certainly looks ominous in the shadow camo and with the name of Black and her ship register number 666 emblazoned across her bow. She is certainly one for the dark arts of destroyer playing. But it isn't all about the occult and evil with the Black. She is a Fletcher class destroyer who was commissioned on the 14th of November 1942 and finally decommissioned in September 1969. And as much as her name may sound dark, she was actually named after Hugh David Black, who was killed while serving on the Jacob Jones on the 28th of February 1942 when it was sunk by the German submarine U-578. So there is a little bit of history about the ship before we get started. Wikipedia is an awesome place, and it's really nice to read up about some of the ships and their names and their history. And I think Black had 6 battle stars, 4 for World War II and 2 for Korea, so she had quite a long and illustrious service, and obviously got herself into a few scraps and out of a few scraps as well. And we're certainly going to do that in this game. I'm in division with a couple of long-time Legends friends, Dark Fury Yan and Funky Monkey, and we're here on Trident Domination Mode. We spawn on B cap, which as you know is always my favourite cap to spawn on in every single game, because nobody likes to play B cap but T. And we're going to do exactly that. We're looking out ahead of us. We've got a Bismarck, we've got an Atlantico, and I think there is a cruiser out here somewhere as well. And we're thinking, do we push in, or are they going to rush this with all their secondaries? Let's play it safe for a little moment and have a look and see what else is around. They look like they're pushing for the island. They look like they're going to try and hide, but that doesn't mean to say that they aren't going to come steaming out behind there at full speed and rush this cap, because that Bismarck has sonar and that could potentially be dangerous to me. So we are going to see what they're going to do. Those are prospective torpedoes there to the side of the island. I'm really expecting that what they're going to do is slam the engines into reverse and sit behind there and use the angles out from behind the island to put fire onto A and C caps. We can see that C cap is being turned quite quickly, and that's telling me that that's where Mr. Yadachi is. So we should be safe from torpedoes at the moment. So we're going to try and stay on this cap, but we are getting pushed very hard here. The Black's torpedoes punch very hard, but they are very, very slow. But perhaps not as slow as that captain in his decision making, because he sails straight into them and gives us a dev strike with the first blood for the first kill of the game, and we take a full solo cap. Now we know where the Yadachi is, so we want to get onto that guy and get him found and try and get him off the map. It is going to get dangerous. Looking at the placement and positioning of ships here, Yan and Funky Monkey are both holding here, trying to hold B cap from being pushed by a red team. We've got 2 battleships that are pushing wide out on A cap. We've got a cruiser that's parked behind an island on A cap, and the 2 cruisers that are across here are hanging back, obviously allowing the destroyer to push into C cap. And the battleship is the ship that is furthest forward and probably in the most danger here. But we want to make sure that red team do not get too much an advantage, and if we can push this cap and flip it in our favour, that's going to give us a little bit more of an advantage. Here come the torpedoes, and I'm thinking, oh dear, But there is the Adachi. The torpedoes run out. That seemed to be very short range. So is he running the short range screamers? That could be the thing that he's doing. Nagato is out there going away from us. But the risk to me here is this Azuma. Now, Yan and Funky Monkey there, one of them has just been killed. There we go. It's Funky Monkey and as a Targo B. They've been trying to defend against all those ships in the middle, and I've come here to support these two cruisers. And as I come across here, they decide to turn around and run away. And all of a sudden I'm feeling very exposed because I've got a Nagato there. I know the destroyer was across here, but I've also got that Azuma pushing in. All he needs to do is touch his nose into the cap behind that island and contest it, and it is no longer viable for me to sit here, especially allowing that Yadachi to run around. But it looks like the Adachi has the same idea as me. He's taken this capture point and now he's pushed across to A cap, and he's going to try and turn that in red team's favour. And you'll see that across on A cap, we're already 5 minutes into the game, but nobody has made a move on A cap, and that could be, a crucial thing for this game. It could be giving us more points because we are losing ships, and we're currently 100 points behind. We get torpedoes off on the Azuma. The Adachi obviously thought better about trying to push B cap, has got himself spotted. And I think it's him that spots my torpedoes for the Azuma, because the Azuma slams on the brakes and those torpedoes are incredibly slow, and he's going to have about 3 weeks to get out of the way of them. But now we know where this Yadachi is, and we're thinking, what is our play now? We've got the Monarch there. One of the cruisers has run all the way to the back of the map. I think it's a Dallas there, or it's an Atlanta on A cap. He is still parked behind the same island, and I do bring up the map and ping it as if to say, get on that cap, just get in, touch it, start turning it. It's going to draw the attention of red team away from us. Our two battleships are chasing ships down the back left-hand corner of the mini-map, and it all looks like it's going to go to a bag of spuds. Because red team have pushed B cap, the Adachi has flipped C cap back, and now I realise I'm going to have to go in and do something about this. The Azuma is still out here, the Nagato is still hanging back, and I am going to throw myself into the way of danger. Yan is still putting up a fight in the Georgia, but we've got two cruisers, one behind A, one behind B, parked behind islands. Our third cruiser has run to the back of the map and parked his nose into an island. We've lost one battleship that went charging up the left-hand side of the minimap, and it looks like the other guy is probably in a lot of trouble too. No idea what's going on, but we have got this Yadachi on radar, and this radar just isn't going to be long enough. But if you look at my twist and track indicator or perceptive indicator, you'll notice that it's pointing in the direction of my bow, not to the Yadachi, and that can only mean one thing. It is the Azuma. Now I truly do expect that Yadachi has got torpedoes coming across this way, but this is risk it for a biscuit. There are the torpedoes. I am going to come out of my smoke screen, and my biggest nightmare is going to be confronting me in that it's practically a full health Azuma. But we have torpedoes up. The Adachi is chirping in with his guns, but this is about having patience and not rushing the shot there. Azuma goes down for a dev strike. We're on cap. Yadachi knows that he's alone now, and here I get a little bit wobbly on the gun sight because of the adrenaline flowing through me after having to run out into that Azuma. But there we go. It was 5 ships against 3. We are still 80 points behind. The Nagato takes a shot, but this is where I start to turn the tide. Is it solely my job that I've done this all on my own? No, there are other ships in this game which have done a very good supporting role. There are ships which seem to have had a mind of their own and been kited out to oblivion. And now we find ourselves in a situation where we have the advantage with a destroyer, but we are still points down. A cap has still not been taken, and that Atlanta out there isn't going to be able to take that cap until he dispatches, I think it's a Bismarck out there that is going to sail into A cap. The Miyoko, there we go, he's taken care of it. The Miyoko is coming back in my direction because I'm guessing he doesn't want to be straight in front of the Nagato. I'm down to 1300 hit points, and say with 666 on the bow and a 13 at the front of how many hit points I've got left, it really does seem like it could be unlucky for some. But we're not going to sit on under 100,000 damage here, are we? We're going to take some shots. We're going to try and get some fires on that Nagato as he pushes into B cap, because he knows he needs to kill and cap to try and recover this game for Red Team. But there is still a cruiser out there somewhere. I believe it's a Hipper. He is the one that was kiting those 2 battleships down the far back left corner of the minimap. Where is he now, though? Is he too far out to be of influence on this battle? We have pulled it up by 130 points, and now we are going to sail around and see if we can continue to defend our capture points from this Nagato. Again, 99,000 damage. Do we want to break 100k? Yes, we do. But do you know something? After these guys running away around the map and spending all their time hiding, I figure that they can do a little bit of the spotting so that I can stay hidden behind an island. Oh, and there we go. Shots fired, and there is the Hipper as we drop a fire onto the Nagato. Sorry, not the Hipper, it's a Helena. So we spamp some torpedoes out there across the cap. Is he going to sail straight in and support the Nagato? I don't know. But this Miyoko that ran all the way to the back of the map there and then has turned around and come all the way back, I think I'm going to risk this for a shot. Why not? Why not? Go on. This is a bad shot, but we're going to risk it. And just as those floaty shells are going in, the athletic Miyoko, because he sprinted all the way to the back and he sprinted all the way back in again, he takes that ship kill away from the map. The Nagato is still spotted. There is our other cruiser. I think everybody was just on, I think there was a fire starting challenge a few weeks ago. I'm not doing too badly on the fire starting, but with this rapid reload, because this is a Fletcher class destroyer, remember, the Fletcher has faster torpedoes, but I don't think they do as much damage. But this is full volleys of HE. Let's get some fires started. It was 5 ships to 3. It's now 3 ships to 1, and this guy has found himself in the middle of hell, which may be quite apt, giving the 666 on the front of the USS Black, because this man is going to burn. What he did to deserve to be in hellfire, I don't know, but I'm blind firing, trying to predict where he's turning to behind that island to land my shots on. And we're just having a quick peek to look and then try and volley over, but the Miyoko takes that kill again. So 119,000 damage, 3 kills, first blood, 2 dev strikes, including that very, very scary one on the Azuma. But the big hit of this one was 3,694 base XP. And you see there's our Miyoko, middle of the board with his 2 kills. So that is what, 3 solo caps going B, C, and then back to B. And then quite a few cap resets as well on the Nagato. So it's not always about all the damage, and sometimes you can div up, but you may not be as strong as you think you are, but you can hold on as long as you possibly can, and somebody will make a difference to bring the victory home for Blue Team. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and tell your friends, get them across to subscribe too. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.